Hello, you guys. How are you today? It is a very beautiful, gray, rainy day outside today. And normally, these are the kind of days where most people just want to stay in bed and, veg out, whatever. Not me, not today. It's my cousin's birthday, so we are actually going to go shopping because she and her husband are going to be going to Vegas for a birthday trip. And her and I don't really, we've just recently started hanging out again. So, little trips and little bits are a good way to break in. Aiden, please stop that. So I know I was a little bit down and, not really myself the other day when I made my last video. And the reason being, on top of everything else that's going on, I've also started attacking childhood trauma that I've experienced. See, but the fucked up part is when you experience childhood trauma, you're not always aware of exactly what the trauma was or when it happened, or it could have been something you do recall, but you just didn't realize that you were going to have an adverse, that it was not going to affect you as deeply as it has. So I did kind of come to a little bit of a breakthrough during the first of what I can only imagine will be many. Actually, I really don't think so. I got a really good feeling that, without, going into detail until I know, you guys won't know, obviously. But,
Mommy.
Yes?
Mommy.
Yes?
Mommy.
Yes? Yes?
Mom.
Yes?
Mom.
What?
Mommy, it's like a paint.
This is not paint. Well, in a way it kind of is. But yeah. So I started kind of thinking that I know, where I thought it was one thing, something else ended up kind of presenting itself. And it made a lot of sense. And ow! Rude. But, it was crazy how I was allowing myself and was okay with, letting myself feel these feelings while I was in the middle of my session. And then how quickly I was able to kind of shut it off, which, makes me very... No, no. You're very rude. You're very rude. We need to work on that, okay? How I was able to feel these feelings and then not let it consume me for the rest of the day. And I'm it makes me very hopeful that I'm going to be able to get through this. And that I'm going to be able to see... One moment. Okay, see, we don't take this off. Do you want to know why? Because you put it directly in your mouth. This is a very small piece of plastic. I'm sorry you're not getting your way, but I'm doing this for your benefit. I'm doing this to keep you alive. We need to understand that it's not always going to be our way. So I need for you, you may take this and you may sit over here, okay? Because now that I am realizing what my childhood trauma, well, at least a big chunk of it is, it's starting to actually have me looking at and treating Aiden differently. Because I really, what's going on, what's probably going to go on with my older son is going to be deep-seated and warranted. Which is why I wish that there was more that I could do right now. But right now I need to respect his wishes and let him feel his feelings. And then if and when he's ready, we can, go through things together. But until then, I need to just step back and wait on the sidelines until he decides what it is that he'd like to do for the next step, if anything at all. And it sucks and it's hard. It's so hard, but it is something, of all the things I've done wrong, I'd like to start doing some right. And I fully believe that by allowing him to feel these grown-up feelings, that it may help at least a little bit, as far as not furthering any issues. So I will keep you guys posted as far as what I'm learning, and hopefully be able to share my journey with you so that you may also possibly get the courage to confront your own childhood traumas, because let's be honest, we're all fucked up. We've all got our issues. Some people are just better at acknowledging and wanting to make a difference in their lives and the lives of the people around them. I know that my favorite expression, hurt people hurt people. And I was an extremely hurt person, and I still am. I am just thankfully getting to the point where I can recognize it and I can stop myself from either creating further damage or feeling further damage. So on that note, I would like to wish everybody a very, very wonderful day. And I hope that something that you do today will aid in your progression and positivity. And if it's not going to be, then keep that shit to yourself and let somebody else be happy and moving forward towards their positivity. Okay? You guys know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. And again, if you don't feel like subscribing, at least, hit that share button. If you don't like it, or if you do, whatever, just share it. Give somebody else the opportunity to talk about it. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I really believe that by opening up about this journey, because I know that this is something that, it hits home with a lot of us. And you don't realize how much something affects you until, you can look at it later on through experienced eyes. Obviously, we're not going to recognize it when we're children. Maybe some of us did. You know that something isn't right when it's happening, but you don't realize how not right it was until you look at it again years later. And fair warning, don't do this until you're in a good place in your own, in your own self, because I'm telling you, wow. And yeah, if I was not in a better place, the shit that got dredged up would have definitely triggered a very adverse response. And I'm glad that I waited. But like I said, I had been getting signs that I had completed this part. Now this is what you need to do next. And That's another thing that's coming to me from meditating and grounding myself. And it's not even just about the affirmations, it's so much more about the meditating. You just don't realize how important meditation is until you actually start doing it. I mean, just the difference within myself. It's not even the difference in everybody, because obviously what you're doing isn't always going to affect everybody else. But what it does affect is you, and the effect that it has is so unbelievably wonderful. I mean, how I handle things, how I'm thinking about things, how I'm planning for the future, how I'm accepting things that are happening around me, it's night and day. It's night and day versus like, and I'm even like looking at myself sometimes going, is that how you responded? Like, and you just did that without thinking? It's amazing. It truly is. So that would be my advice. That would be my advice to anybody right now, who is thinking about doing anything with trying to better yourself. Meditation is your first step. 100%. Because it gets you to where you need to be more than you could ever even realize. Because I didn't even realize until I started doing it. And I will, if you want to comment below, if you're interested, I can give you a couple of the ones that I used, because at first it was really hard. I didn't really know how to get into it. So I do have some links. I'm still kind of new at this. I don't know how to attach the stuff below. But guided meditations are phenomenal. That's where I started with. And, you listen to them at bedtime. It actually guides you. It like teaches you how to breathe. It, gives you the things to think about. So guided meditation and the hypnosis. Hypnosis is not, maybe it is, but it like these ones, I didn't realize that you were so much awake and so much aware while you were hypnotized. I'm very interested in trying one of those ones where where you're really not there, where you're completely blank and somebody can, whatever, that they can. I think that's where I want to go with another step of it. I am really like thinking I want to get like one of those, the people who put you all the way to sleep and they just can reach their hands in there and pull out every nasty thing that you need to confront, that I need to confront. And from there, I am also very interested in past life regression. But that's something for a whole nother thing. I had started stopping talking to you guys like 3-4 minutes ago. So I'm going to wrap it up. I love you all. Have a very prosperous day. Until next time. Bye.